There we go. I do believe we're live, so I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution. Today we'll be discussing those things we're supposed to be discussing. You know what I mean? Those things we're supposed to be discussing, you know? All of those supposed to's. I've heard someone say I'm supposed to so and so. I've seen people do so and so, so surely I'm supposed to too. That is the gist of what I want to talk about today. I had this moment while making myself something to eat today where I was suddenly thrown back to this childhood memory, where I remember myself as a child watching movies that I knew I wasn't supposed to. They weren't racy movies, let's say, but they were like 16 plus rated, and I was like an 8-year-old, right? There was violence and cursing in these movies. And I could feel this sense of adrenaline build up in me as a young person, knowing that I'm not supposed to see what I'm seeing. This information wasn't meant for me. I could feel that. But because I could know it wasn't meant for me, and because I could feel that supposed to of reality, something in me couldn't resist. I've decided to say hi today, and I say hi back, decidedly. Hey Connor, it's nice having you. You know what I mean? Have you friends had experiences like this as young people as well? Did you push the boundaries? And like that's the thing as well, you know, like now at this point in my life, I'll find myself seeing something that the young version of me would have deemed not supposed to. All right? And I think that's the thing that's really interesting to me about this concept, is because at least this is what I'm noticing. The supposed to is something that's an external projection onto the self, right? Reality tells you what you're supposed to be. But there is something in us that can feel that supposed to, and then can seek out the opposite of that supposed to, and then can feel exhilarated in the not supposed to, right? Not supposed to. I'm not supposed to this and this. I say that, especially so when it comes into, like for instance, somebody offers me a joint. I would say I'm not supposed to smoke, right? That's not something I'm supposed to do, supposed, because it's bad for me. My logic says, supposedly, right? Bless you, universe. Thanks for the water. I like it. I'm gonna get this device up and running. I see Sam here. Hey, Sam. Good morning to you and little Seth. May you have a blessed day. I hope you are well rested. I'm a mom, Melt. How fucking dare you even think for a second? I'm sorry. I was hoping. I was just hoping here, okay? Oh, love is true. I'm opening chat. GB Jeeb Neebs. Jeeb Neebers. Neeberi Jeeberies. I'm absorbing information. I shouldn't be. I saw I'm supposed to be present. Yeah, bring it right back to the today's stream topic. And now it's time for Sam's Lars Von Tier story. Yes, I did push it once. I got a recommendation for a horror film from someone I worked with. This was a mistake. Said film starred William Dafoe. William Dafoe has starred in horror movies, whose equipment was so, how do you put it? They hired someone as a double. I've heard about that. I heard that William Dafoe is well endowed because of that thing as well. I think I saw it on a Reddit post or something. I didn't see the movie. I didn't know it was a horror. I didn't know much about it. I just knew that part too. Was this recent? And now it's time. I got recommended. There's no timelines attached to this story, Sam. How long ago was this? I I don't watch horror movies. And even though that's true, I have. I have seen horror movies. I saw two by the recommendation of none other than Brother Ryan. Hey, PMT, look at me. Ain't need no blue towels because I'm literally sweating right now, even though it's supposed to be winter. How about some global warmings we're having? Yeah, there were two movies, and I would recommend you not watch these movies. Highly recommend you don't. And don't take this as one of those sick, Meltmore told me not to, so I'm gonna anyway. Like, actually, don't. Like, the one movie, I think it's called The Dark Song. I literally, starting to watch the movie, felt spiritually attacked. Maybe that's a little bit much, but that's basically what it was like. I sat down to watch this movie by recommendation, right? Like that's the thing as well. Like I will watch a movie if you really recommend it to me, right? And Brother Ryan of all of the people. So imagine you have this view on the world, right? And there are a bunch of people in this world. And some people you expect certain things from, supposedly, right? Now, this person in my life was and continues to be a yoga presence, right? Gentle, stable in spirit, like this presence of enlightenment, to say it in so many words. He would cringe if he heard me say these things, but bless you, Brother Ryan. You walk the walk. So he recommends, right? Like Yoga Man, Enlightenments. He recommends me these two movies. One of them is called The Dark Horse, and the other is called Mother, the Scarlett Johansson movie. Right? And I watched Mother first, and that movie fucked me up. Oh, I was like, holy shit, this is a lot. Oh my goodness, this is. And like it reaffirmed a bunch of the things that I understood, and I could like feel my spirit perturbed by, right? Like I understand what the movie was supposed to do to the watcher. But I've already had that done to myself kind of vibes, right? So it was almost like you've been in a car crash and then it was like traumatic. And then you go and like watch the CCTV footage of you getting crashed, right? And be like, oh yes, and then that person ran the red light and then they rear-ended me or whatever. Right? Like it kind of was like that. I was like, all of my suspicions, all of my suppositions have been confirmed. And then I had to process, seriously. I had to like sit with that for like a week. Made me like I thought a lot about that movie. Still do. Not that much these days, but for like the 2 weeks afterwards. And then by the time I kind of like gathered myself again, ready to watch something else, the second movie on the list was The Dark Song. And the movie's premise, and again, I'm not joking when I said, like, literally upon starting to watch the movie, and nothing had happened, you're just like very aware that something is gonna happen. You can feel it. You can feel it in the way the movie starts, that there's some sort of something going on. Right? And I could feel that something that was going on, and I literally paused the movie and wrote on a piece of paper directly next to me, I am protected. I'm not even joking. I'm like, I'm dead serious. I did that. And then I continued to watch the movie. And gosh darn, I'm sure I'm happy that I did write I am protected on that piece of paper because that movie was like, look at me getting goosebumps. It was like touching parts of me that needed to be untouched. Right? It's like imagine someone putting their fingers in your third eye. Oh, stop that! Kind of vibes. Made me see some stuff. Made me uh, realize that this realm we're in has some weird stuff. Had some weird stuff in it. And Brother Ryan's concern for me upon watching that movie is that there would be this morbid curiosity slash inspiration to mess with the same stuff they mess with in that movie. And I was like, oh no, actually, I I appreciate not knowing. In fact, I believe that there is more to know for me in ignorance of those things than there is for me to find out if I had to learn. I had to learn more. And to give you some context on why it is I shared all of that, Sam, it's just to like echo on what you said about the having a movie shared. Hitting something recommended. That movie, both of those movies, like made me realize that there is so much psychological stuff that we human beings deal with on a day-to-day level. So much worry, so much fear, so much. I want to say the word getting in our own way, but it's more like getting caught in what we think we're supposed to be. Right? What am I supposed to be? I'm supposed to be happy, part of me says. And then there's the other part of me, the Russian slash German philosopher part of me that's like, no, in fact, who said? Who said you're supposed to be happy? That's off-putting, Sam. That moment when you see Pebness when you were not intending to. Indeed, off-putting. That was one of the things that was nice about both of those other movies. There was no off-putting things like that. That's the thing that really shocks you as well, is that you can be off-put by Pebness, and you can be like, oh, I didn't like that. But then you can be off-put by just human behavior, right? I feel like that's what Mother did to me. It like showed me so many instances of human behavior. All of the yikes, right? Like it was like speed running all of the yikes of humanity as quickly as possible in one movie. Literally, like I'm not even joking. Holy shit, like just thinking about that movie, it's messing with me in hindsight. I don't even know if there were sexual themes, right? Like that was the least. That didn't even like hit my radar. It was just like the amount of just yikes, just extreme yikes. Holy shit! Like I'm the more I think about it, the more of the yikes is coming back to me. Take a breath, look around you. Yeah, at night, there's a bunch of birds sitting in that tree. I can try and show you. Yeah, you can get to see them. There's a little burby sitting in the top of them tree. There's like hundreds of them there. We call them grasfunka, little grass finches. They together landing on grass and eating some sedums. There's a lot of people I want to think of having There's a lot of people I want to think of having Ken doll anatomy. Yeah. Just being smoothed down there. Like aliens, like the Greys, right? The fact that we have dangly bits is kind of awkward. But it's only awkward because it's supposed to be, right? There's a supposed to-ness to nakedness as well, right? Nakedness has become one of those things that's supposed to be awkward. But if you go to certain places, it's not. It's in certain places it's not supposed to be, right? I've never been to like a nudist beach or whatever, but in a nudist beach environment, nudity is not what you're not supposed to be. Nudity is not supposed to be something that's strange in that environment necessarily. All right, and I feel I'm not advocating for, yeah, we should all embrace more nudity. That's not what I say we're supposed to do. But it is definitely one of those things that have become supposed in our brains. The way I try and see it is like anatomy, as Joe said. It's like the same way, hey Megan, in which I have an arm, and it is normal for me to see another person having arm. I try and attach the other body parts to the same kind of categorization in my brain. Oh yes, pepness too. Must have pepness, of course. Must have bobs and vagine. Of course. How could I be so silly kind of vibes? Supposedly. I have some platinum OG. I wanted to say silver OG for some reason. Platinum OG in here. Yeah, Sam knows a lot of off-putting things. Have you seen Mother, Sam? Have you seen that movie? I recommend you don't watch it. But if you've seen it, it's like if you had to try and explain, right? Let's say an alien came to Earth and you had to show this alien all of the worst potential parts of humanity's behavior, right? And you had like only 2 hours to do so. There's not many other movies you could show them other than Mother, right? Maybe there could be, maybe like Schindler's List would be another like very yikes fractal to show the aliens. But I feel Mother is better as a microcosm to the macrocosm, right? Goodness, that movie messed me up. How did we get here? You telling me about your scary movies? I've not seen Mother on purpose. Good. Keep watching it. Keep not watching it on purpose. Like seriously, Sam. Oh, I don't think it would be. It's especially disturbing to people that come from our side of perspective. I'll say, right? Like with our upbringing, it's like, oh, I've seen all of these things. In my life, I've seen all of these things, and then you see it like, right, like the whole analogy of like having your eyes peeled open, like, look at this. No, please let me look away. I was here today after you watched that shit, and I said, "Self, we are not doing that." Yeah, I remember. I remember coming back from that movie being not okay. Because again, there's so much responsibility that I take in myself. All right, sometimes too much responsibility I take in myself, even. So in that way, there is a certain level of like seeing things inside of yourself. Like again, all art can be a reflection to the onlooker, right? And that is in that way a work of art. And I think it did kind of like win some awards because it was seen as a work of art. But some art is better left in the basement. That's so mean. On that note, art that should be in the living room is a movie called Dave Made a Maze. And it's also technically a thriller, kind of horror themes. But that's a good one. That's a good one. That's like a piece of art. If you haven't seen Dave Made a Maze, right, that one you should watch. Ideally with friends. Ideally with friends that are also creatives. Ideally while like catching some meerkats or whistling some lions. That'll help. That movie is incredible. The whole movie, right, is made out of cardboard. And you might be like, what are you talking? What are you talking about, Melt? That doesn't make sense. That's what makes the movie so cool. Is the movie's premise. It basically starts. It starts off by people walking into an apartment. And at the center of this apartment is a little fort built out of cardboard. Right? So the whole movie is essentially shot inside a single building, as in the room, the little living room. And I don't even think they show you many of the other rooms. I think they show you inside one of the rooms for a moment. But other than that, most of the focus is just in that little living room, right? With this box, this like box fort in the middle of the living room. And then the people go inside the box fort. And then there's more room inside the box fort than there is inside the building it's in. All right, Dave made a maze. And then the whole movie, actually, as it plays off inside this world that's built out of box that Dave made, this maze that Dave made. And this maze can kill you. And it won't be spoiled by me what happens next. You'll have to go and watch it yourself. But it's incredible, right? Like from an artistic perspective, watching someone build sets, right? Like filming sets out of freaking cardboard. Like, I don't know if it's like being delivered how hyped I am about this movie, because I am stoked about like CGI and using green screening and stuff like that. I'm stoked about that. But there is a certain level of technological expertise and even like finances involved in doing it in a way where it's really good. And then to see someone make something to me excellent, right? Like a masterpiece, a piece of perfection, out of freaking cardboard, boggles my mind. And it didn't do as well as I think he deserves, right? Like it only box officed for something like $60,000 or $6,000. It was like some ridiculous number like that. I'm gonna find out. Mm-mm-mm. We're talking about Dave Made a Maze. How much did that movie box office for? And why did it go so unappreciated? Dave Made a Maze feels like an indie movie, adorably cheesy script, kinda awkward plot, and the real work of art that sets. The set design is beautiful. Oh, Zhao, she saw it. It's true. The set design is the thing that really, like, as you said, the script can be a little bit cheesy. But if you watch it while wrestling lions, you realize that that cheesy script is also a part of the art. It's supposed to be cheesy. It's supposed to make you cringe a little bit, to give you that sense of like, oh, just like a little bit, oh, just a little bit of, and that's what makes it so beautiful as well. I was there. Wise decision, Sam. It was off-putting, minus the giggles and funs. Yeah, I can't bleach it out of my brain. Yeah, that movie needs to go unwatched. Like it's one of those things where the morbid curiosity might get the best of you, but it just is better that you don't. I have now watched it a long time ago, and I can now, with some level of confidence, say it hasn't changed the way I see people. I still see people as inherently good, capable of love, right? But it did show me a lot of the things that I don't like seeing about humans as well. There's just some shit I know I shouldn't see. Grave of the Flies. That one also.
It's true that when we look closely,
I didn't ask you to do any of that. I didn't. No. Huh. That was like Google as well. That wasn't even the language model I'm using right now. So I really didn't ask it to do anything. Dude, I blind pick. Watch that one on Valentine's Day. Oops. That's not exactly the Valentine's Day moon. No. Requiem for a Dream 2. Also haven't seen that one. I've also not seen Sunshine for a Spotless Mind or something like that. I've heard that one is gonna mess with me too. Fuck, there are too many films I shouldn't have ever watched. Like I knew the subject matter would fuck me up. I've heard Clockwork Orange, but that one I still feel like I need to watch. But I probably shouldn't. Oh god, that's horrible. Hey, John is here. AI be like me. I'm helping. I'm helping too. Yeah, here it is. Short answer. Almost nothing financially, right? I go like, how much did the movie box office? It goes almost nothing, literally. How could you say that? Language model. Short answer, almost nothing financially. Then and there. Critically, though, it popped. Popped? Maybe it's talking about later. Maybe like 30 minutes in, before making sad macaroni and cheese. Big oops. Dropping one of my favorites, Melancholia. You might guess, not a comedy. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed, but with that name, maybe I should have. Melancholy. Oh, this Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind has been on the list for a long as time. Never will. Yeah. Some movies are having a bad time, right? And it's like having that friend that's just like really like not okay. Maybe they just broke up with their girlfriend or something, and they're just like, "Man, my life is over," and you're trying to be there for them and console them as much as you can, but it's like grating your spirit to be there, right? There's some movies like that. That's a good movie with Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. That's a good movie. The Spotless Mind one, yeah, I've heard that's a good movie, but I've also heard that it kind of like it kills it kills a little bit of the eternal sunshine in the self, maybe a little bit, just a bit. Why are you impersonating me every 6 months? Impersonating, impersonates. I have a hard time impersonating people. I think overall, in general, I don't know how to be any other person than myself. Along the same topic, for healing from all of those various brain cancers, Mushi Shi is one of my most beautiful animes I've ever seen. wholesome, feel good every damn episode. Since we're on this list of like movies that will mess you up just a little bit, but I still feel like this isn't a like the adequate the adequate amount of getting messed up is Princess Mononoke. Yeah, Princess Mononoke is another one of those. The crying about girlfriend. John. Ja, jy's bietjie 'n gewoonte misdadiger wat dit aan betref. Nothing is yours. Oh, I keep trying to teach you, John. Nothing. We don't get to keep anything. Even this breath you can take, but you cannot keep it because that too you shall let go eventually. Right. And again, think about this. Like, this is the other part of it that I'm talking about, the whole supposed to. You're not supposed to do that, John. But think about this creator, Mr. Dave. He poured his soul into making a movie, and then upon box officing it, the language model goes almost nothing financially. The box office domestically totaled $34,000, 117, 117,000, $34,117. There we go. Thank you, English. Yeah, yay. Opening weekend. The opening weekend, it only earned $17,000 in 17 theaters. So $1,000 average per theater, right? What does a ticket cost? $10? So 100 people in 17 theaters. I mean, that's not nothing. That's not nothing. But goodness, am I amongst the few thousands of people, right? Has under 10,000 people seen this movie? Surely not. I hope not. That would be a damn shame if that is true. Critics versus audience. It is certified fresh with an 85% on the tomato meter. Yet its release day and date on streaming with a tiny theoretical footprint. The combo usually sinks ticket sales for weird little indies. Minuscule marketing and limited release. Director Bill Watson has said that they had no real marketing budget and no clear US promotion strategy. So lots of potential viewers simply never heard about it. Piracy plus niche weirdness. Watson also points to rampant piracy and the film being too small and too weird for a splashy opening. And Festival Darling. Oh, not a box office play. It premiered at Slam Dance, won the Audience Award, and racked up Fest love. Great for reputation, but not for grossing. It wasn't ignored because it was bad. It was underseen because of the release strategy and resources. You see, like, this is what I was talking about as well with some of the stuff that's hard as a creator, is that you can make some good stuff. But if you don't have like some budget to like push it, to actually like do shows for yourself, to get people involved, right? To make it nice. Everybody likes nice things. Then something you've like spent, let's ask, can you tell me how much time and potential money and potential employees were spent? Employees don't get spent, but you know what I mean, on this movie and the creation of it. Like, you show up as a creator, right? You make something that to me is an absolute masterpiece, right? Like, I would put Dave Made a Maze on like masterpiece pedestal as like Mona Lisa. To me, this is my own bias, right? Technically, from my own bias, I feel Dave Made a Maze is more masterpiece than Mona Lisa, because Mona Lisa is just one painting, right? It's one instance of art, and Dave Made a Maze is like hundreds of instances, so many instances of art. Mm, squirrel shenanigans outside my windows. I haven't seen much squirrels in my life. I'm like the fish in the Nemo about the bubbles. Bubbles. Uh, yeah. Bubbles eventually end up popping in those fractals, unfortunately. Those guys are nuts. Yeah, they torment my dog too. It's hard to believe a creative without good backing from everything art, movies, films, music. It's been so monopolized that it's almost impossible for creators to effectively do it individually, regardless of talent and product. It's unfortunately true what you say, John. That's why it's been like my imperative to just like keep building, whether someone gives me something or not, right? Like that has almost like been my realization. That was my aha moment. Like the first year of showing up, we literally with that aha moment was like no earning of money. Yes, this whole year I will earn a total of $0. All right, because this is more important. This doing this thing is more important than earning any amount of dollar. So I would rather earn $0 than not do this thing, right? And like almost like showing myself that I'm capable of doing that, that I'm capable of being okay with that, set me into this trajectory of like I'll just keep showing up because again, still technically for the most part, we're doing the live stream on the exact same cell phone. We've now had like a pair of microphones added. Thank you, Jovan. I appreciate that. Love ya. But that effectively is the only upgrade to the stream. Like I was literally my first ever live stream. I don't think I sat right here, but I might have sat like 2 meters that way. My very first live stream on this exact cell phone, just showing up for this space. And it has allowed me to build something. It's not monopolized just yet, thank goodness. And it hasn't made me a millionaire overnight. Notice how I say overnight. I'll be a millionaire one day. I'll keep making pretty things until I have enough money to buy things for myself. Make pretty things over and over. Over and over and forever and forever. I don't know if you know, John, but I have a new platform that I'm creating on. And you were asking to see some of my most recent work. That is the place to see it. It is free to see. But if you want to own, you're going to have to hoist some money maninis. All right. I wonder if I can post it here in chat. This thing is starting to type out. It's called Zora, right? If you go in, you can download the app on your phone as well, right? It is in your Play Store. Maybe that's the best thing to start with. Start with downloading Zora, and then I'll send you my link. You can search MeltMore as soon as you have Zora. You should be able to find me as well. But then you can see my newest pieces, bro. You have seen them as these, right? But I've been making more. Many a more have been made. My most recent one, actually, I made one last night again. I've been cranking them out because I know I have to. Otherwise, I'll run out. These are the most recent ones. These two just got posted. Look at the shapies on this one. Ooh. A pristine edging. Like this took me literally 2.5 hours. Yes, like a little janitor that's sweeping the sand up against the corners of the building, right? This janitor doesn't just like sweepy. This janitor like gets right up to the corners, uses his bristles on an angle to like flick the little dust flecks away from the bottom. And a part of me does enjoy it. It's kind of meditative. It's kind of meditative. But it does take long. And I don't know if my machine, all of my machines, will be able to help me with that part. I sure do hope they will. 8.5, I think, is a must-see. It's Fellini, so I don't know exactly what that means, but bless you again, Morgan. It's nice having you. You've been upgrading daily though, bro. Conscious evolution. Oh yeah. Every day is another opportunity to consciously evolve. We were actually, John, weirdly enough, me and Jovan going down the rabbit hole of where we were 1 year ago today. And then I went onto my YouTube and we searched the exact day that was 1 year ago. And then we watched myself and where I was at that point in life and the conversations I had. And Jovan let me know that I think some of you friends in America now has an upgrade on your YouTube. We don't have it in South Africa just yet, but you have an upgrade on your YouTube that's literally an ask button on like on the bar below, where you literally can just like hit that ask button and ask it whatever it was I was going through at that point, like what did Melt talk about? And then it like summarizes the exact beats of the conversation in that live stream. And then you can talk to the language model about what I talked about. You can ask it follow-up questions. And I was like, oh wow. There's literally an infinity out there for me to be considered with. Right? It is quite interesting. I'll be able to consciously evolve, seeing like the future is going to allow me to consciously evolve past the things that I'm not seeing. Will allow me to see the things that are almost like patterns that are going unnoticed. Maybe if I can see them, I can shave them down a little bit, make the ebbs and flows a little bit more gentle, so I don't get rocked around quite as much. Melt, is there a road behind you? Yeah, technically. This is like a little mini road that goes out the gate, that goes off the farm. Wow, you made one with hummingbirds. You see hummingbirds. Oh, wow. I didn't see hummingbirds until you saw them for me, Nancy. That is so adorable. Those are totally little hummingbirds, aren't they? Right, look at that. Little hummingbird. I didn't see that. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah. You see, like that's one of the cool things about this to me. It's like when I look at my art, I'm very subjective about it. Right? I see whether it's right or not. It needs to be right. And its rightedness is something I can very, very quickly discern. Right? When it's not right, my brain screams. When it's right, my brain quiets. And then to like show you what is like, for me, I made it right. It looks right. And then you see hummingbirds. I'm like, oh. Suddenly it's not about right anymore. It's about the patterns. That's so cool. Little hummingbird. Yeah, right, Joe. Funny that you went into that before reading my comment, Lamar. It is funny, bro. I'm not surprised. The universe syncs up. Oh, there is no separation after all. I quickly want to yeah, see, this thing thought for 3 minutes. I was like adding volume while I was waiting, but 3 minutes, my dude. 3 minutes for this. Here's the best how much went in snapshot for Dave Made a Maze. The development in Premiere was roughly 6 years from early work to its first festival acceptance. 6 years. Dave had to work 6 years to get that piece of art in front of people's eyes. Right? I'm going on year 5 right now. I'm completing year 5 at the end of this year. Right? So by the end of the year 2026, the end of next year, I will have hit my 6-year mark. All right? And I should be. I think I have. Maybe even. No. Maybe. I've maybe already put my content in front of more eyes than Dave Made a Maze has had. Maybe even? Could be. Might be capping. Maybe it will give me more numbers. Let's see. The principal photography was 20 days. We only had 20 days of principal production. Okay, so it took them 20 days of actual shooting, right? With some resources saying 22 total shoot days. On-set building cadence. Sets were literally being built while the cameras were rolling. The space allowed only 2 sets at a time. So they were building, and then they were building, and they were building, and they were... That's crazy. The budget, reportedly, yo, so fuck. Oh, This little stabbing, stab, stab. Oh, the pain. The budget was right around 500,000 US dollars. That's fucking 10 million rand. That is about between 20 and 27 times the amount of money I've earned in my entire life just to make that movie. I have to make the amount of money I've made my whole life so far 27 more times. Then I could think about affording to make a movie like that. What? Let's keep going. The cast, there were 17 credited performers. The production design was led by Trisha Gum and John Sumner, with the key cardboard artists being Jeff White and Michael Murname, among others. Sets and cardboard, there were 20 plus unique sets. Some accounts say 26, built with 30,000 square feet of donated and scrap cardboard. Sets were often built and struck within a day. I mean, if you had to do 22 days of shooting, it makes sense. 30,000 square feet of cardboard. I don't know what that number means, but I know it's a big one. I wish it was given in hectares. I'll ask it to not think that much about it. Give me a fast answer. How much is 30,000 feet in hectares? Square feet in hectares. Realistic headcount and labor estimates. The team has never published a precise on-set crew count, given a 20 to 22 day micro budget shoot, 2 active sets built at a time, heavy practical effects and puppetry and stop motion and art depth needs. It's typical for a show like this to average 25 to 45 crew members on set per day. Plus rotating art department helpers. That implies roughly 500 to 900 crew days during principal photography, with additional art build days likely pushed towards a total of 800 to 1,200 person days. This is an industry norm estimate grounded in the schedule and built logistics above, not an official figure. That is crazy, right? So 500,000 US dollars, and I need to convince between 20 and 45 people of my vision for them to drop the other stuff they have going on in their lives to do my thing for 6 years. Again, 22 days of that was actually like hardcore. They had to be there day to day, but for 22 days of their life, right, they had to give their time to me for this creative project we're building on. After having 10 million rand, 500,000 US dollars, uh, and then upon 6 years of work, finally getting it to be premiered at a festival and getting to be put out in theaters. And then it only reaches 100 ticket sales per theater in the 17 theaters that we show it at. Like it devastates my mind to think about that. Like, can you if I was an artist and I spent my entire life savings on making something like that, and the only reception that it got was the reception that they've made Amaze got, right? Maybe this is the way I'm supposed to see it, the whole supposed to, right? I would feel like it's supposed to have done better. But the fact that there's like one person like me out here in the world hyping this movie while it's like very old and there's maybe not a single person on planet Earth talking about it right now or watching it, maybe that is worth it in and of itself. Maybe that is worth the $500,000. They spent that $500,000 just for me. Thank you. Thank you, universe. I appreciate it. I watched Nick Thune, aka The Dave, who made Amaze, bomb at a stand-up show. Poor guy. Another situation where it's not that he lacks talent, but the conditions were unideal. Yo, the artist's spirit gets challenged, yo. Being an artist on planet Earth, you're gonna have to have some grit. You're gonna have your teeth kicked in, like big time, like fucker. Earth just stomping. Oh, oh, please, Earth, please, please. Some people are into it. I've heard. Oh goodness. Okay, 30,000 square feet is about. Okay, it's about a third of a hectare. A third of a hectare of cardboard. I should ask, what's that in rugby fields or football fields? I think it should be two thirds. Two thirds of a rugby field. I think. No, 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 no. I was close. Not exactly. I was kind of off. It's 43% of a rugby field, and it's 52% of a football field. I did think that a rugby field is 1/2 of a hectare, TBH, but it might be. I mean, it's close. It's close. Okay, I'm gonna put down this fractal. Joe actually getting to see the man's Nick Thune, the day from Day Made a Maze, bomb at a comedy special or at a comedy club. Joe has been to stand-up shows many times. Oh man, that is that is so deep. I would love to just like have a conversation with that guy, especially after he bombs at his stand-up show. Especially, right? Not from a fractal of like I want to go and see him and then I want to see him bomb and then I want to have the conversation with him. But if I so happen to be in that exact moment, all right, I would have like lifted him up so high. Like after he just like embarrasses himself or whatever and feels worthless. Right? Just to like have a conversation with him, sit him down and talk to him about David and Mays, bro. Just like gush about it. You know, like artists deserve stuff like that. I really do feel so. Maybe that's my own bias. I try to be my own ideal client as an artist, right? If I'm going to be an artist and I'm going to like show up for the world, then I need to show up for the world the way I would want my clients to show up for the world as well, right? Generously, ideally, as much as I can. Mm-hmm. Mao, yellow, how are you? Hey, Moon Knight, Moon Moon. You should sell the idea of speaking about people's legacies 10 years in the future for the low, low price of $500,000 Roonies. Yeah, yeah, I should do that. That's a good idea, right? Get myself one of those gigs, being a mourner for hire, right? I'll cry at your funeral. I'll kick the door down, screaming, "No! How dare they take this sweet angel from the earth? Darkness sets in on all lives with the loss of this one." I'll scream. I'll scream. I'll scratch at your casket. Bring him back. Bring her back, please. Bring them back. Don't take them from me for just $500,000 dollarinos. Dollaroonies, dollaras. Give me all of your dollaras. You're dead. You don't need them anymore. I'll cry at your funeral. I'll cry. There are people that actually do that job. That's the best part. That is the best part. I mean, a part of me. No, no, that would be rude. Part of me kind of like imagined myself hiring a bunch of people that do stuff like that. Just like all of them in like 100-mile radius. Every single person that does that. So you just have like 50 people rocking up to my funeral screaming. Like you've never seen them in your life, but they seem more distraught than anybody there. That just I don't know why that cracks me up. It makes me laugh. Oh, okay. I'm bringing myself back to it. He threw the show. He was worried about his family on the other side of the US who was in a store being held up by a guy with a gun. He didn't want to talk to anyone, but the show must go on. Holy shit. His family on the other side of the US was being held up with a gun. Yeah, I can't imagine that's like the best, how do you say, what did you said it perfectly. Best conditions, the most ideal conditions to try and do stand-up comedy within. So how about these convenience store robbers? Did you say convenience store? It wasn't a store. How about these people holding up our family members in stores by gunpoint? America, am I right? I would bomb as well. I can't. How could you not melt acting like those religious people on the street trying to summon their religious troops? Minions, come! We have to spread more propaganders. Yes, yes, minions. All of the propaganders must be spread. Go and tell people that they matter, even though the system would like to convince them otherwise. Go and tell people that they make a difference, even though if they really realize the difference they could make, they would change the world. Go and tell people that they matter. On the literal sense, but also to you as a person. You can make that difference. You can give those scritches. You're just smelling my hand and then leaving? That's rude. That was so rude. Mr. Nancy, how you doing? Do this now. How are you doing, Nanchums? How is life treating you? I'm going down this rabbit hole in my mind of what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, yeah. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing already. Reminding ourselves of that is not always easy. Nobody really gives us clear instruction on what it is we're supposed to be doing. And as a result, it has to be up to you to figure that out for yourself. And you have to be willing to stick with it, right? Even if it's not easy. Add more to it, even when you feel you can't. I have attached so many extra layers to my life at this point that it's sometimes hard for me to see myself. Losing the tree for the forest, right? But realizing that there is no separation at the same time as well. Who said I'm supposed to be any different? Hello, anyone who says no one's typing facts. Hello, anyone there? Why no one typing facts? Maybe people are having just a chill time being here in this space together. Maybe typing right now is not the objective. Yeah? You're doing it now? When I'm now? Getting talked to by a cat. You said so. You can come here. Huh? You want to hear? Hey, he's actually coming. Yeah, come here. Yeah, come hither. Come hither, meows. Come hither. Watch this dog chase the cat as soon as it gets here. Hello, meow, meow. Want to say hi to the people? Say hi. Or here comes the dog. Watch. What's that? Just goes on the little ledge. This game just doesn't stop being played by Kobe. And like again, he can reach the cat. He just doesn't hurt her. Maybe this is strange indeed. These freaking creatures. Little bit of the background, and then they should give me back my zoom. Come on, Gelo. Nonyana. Hey, Gelo. How you doing? You love animals, right? As much as the next person, I see animals as little teachers in our lives. Right? The same way people can be. And I learn from those creatures that you can be fascinated and not hurt each other. Right? Like that cat's being pushed around on that stump. Dog is trying to get to the cat. Like he could if he wanted to, right? If he was just trying to hurt the cat. Oh goodness, that's very close to me. Like bite onto the cat and rip it off of the stump if he wanted to. But that's not the objective. No. He's trying though. Or things concerning themselves in their reality. I think I might have missed some context. There we go. I guess it varies from person to person, strictly based on the prompt. What is important to you as an individual? That's why some can carry the world's weight and some simply care about themselves. Yeah. There's a certain balance that you have to find as well, caring about yourself while trying to care about the world. Realizing that you cannot care about the world if you don't care about yourself, kind of thing as well. It's already sunset, time to pray. It's never not time to pray, bro. Pray for the good of life. Right? To me, prayer is a constant act of almost like being grateful to all that is. So like you can go like once a day, like thank you God for everything, or you could be like thank you God for everything, all the time, right? Or things concerning themselves and their reality. Yeah, Kobe the Great, trying to keep his kingdom safe. Still, right now that the cat's up there, he's just like sitting there next to it. Like, why? Why are you up there? How did you get up there? What's he doing? Huh? What's the cat doing, Kobe? He's out of reach. Is that an out of reach cat? You can't believe it. You can't believe it. Okay. We have reached our 1 hour mark. Look at us. Nice. Time for me to show you some art. Read you some poem. Say you some goodbye. And then I'll see you again tomorrow, right? Exploring my notifications. Making my notification my clearest. Melt Cole Kobe show his face. I want to see that patchy dog. I don't know if he's gonna listen to me right now. He's messing with the cat. The cat wants to be messed with. There's definitely some sort of like stuff happening there. There's some sort of situation going on there. You see the cat is like kind of irritated, but at the same time, appreciates the attention. Freaking creatures. Yeah, like try. Kobe, come hither. Come hither, Kobe. Oh, he's listening to me. Wow. How about that? Wow. You a good dog? Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know you had ears. Your ears work? Wow. I didn't know that. Okay, he's like, okay, thanks. I've done listening. Now I go back to pester cat. Good dog. Yeah, he's a good dog. Yeah, he didn't stay good dog for long. He's right back at it. But I mean, he showed up. He came when it was cold. Let's not disturb their meeting. All right. Poem read time. Oops, love is truth. It is nice having you too. Let me show you some art, and then I'll say you some goodbye. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hmm. I was like thinking about Joe. Those do like little heart eyes and starry eyes. Alien eyes, more eyes. Yeah, there's a bunch of aliens living in this one. So many aliens. The aliens are everywhere. All you have to do is look and you will see. There are aliens between you and me. Ew, it's so curvy, curvy. So swoopy swoops. So colorful bullers. All right, that went alongside this. Alarm isn't harm. You know what I mean? All right. All right. My mind is a tiny newsroom, breaking news on every breeze. Cue thunder for a harmless cloud. Cue panic for a creaking eve. I watch it run the headline crawl. Urgent, everything, always. Cute. But let's check the footnotes. Most alarms are paper tigers. There are more things to be alarmed by than there are things to be harmed by. Fact. So I suffer twice. In previews, then the movie rarely acts. A shadow tries on wolf clothes. A thought deputizes the self truth. I nod, take notes, breathe once, ask, is this signal or just booth? Alarm isn't harm, ping isn't peril, noise isn't news, and fear isn't feral. Coordinate check, I'm here. Chair, loyal, floor, kind. Breath keeps clocking in on time. Body votes present, calms the mind. When somewhere else sells comfort, a glossy brochure in my head, I cancel the trip, unpack my shoulders, make this minute home instead. It's not late for my life. I arrive by choosing now. I can let the siren finish, take a bow, and leave the town. So here's my rhythmic reset. Inhale, all clear. Exhale, still here. Repeat until sincere. I trade the doom scroll for a to do list. Swap the forecast for the sky. I let the moment be enough and watch the worries wander by. If danger shows, I'll meet it. Until then, I won't rehearse. I'll live the line I'm standing on, not write a darker verse. Alarm isn't harm. I'm safe in this scene. That's what's real is steady. What's next is unseen. And if this quiet accuracy, heart unclenched, shoulders wide, I find the fun of being here and joy decides to stay inside. I appreciate you, friends, for staying alongside me. It is a pleasure being here day by day, consciously evolving, little by little by little, and more. It is a pleasure being here with you, friends, always. Alien eyes. Bro, don't say stuff like that. I don't know what kind of stuff I said. So I just found out it's my kick day on Reddit. The account is officially old enough to get its driver's license. Is that true? Are you serious, Sam? Your Reddit account is like 16 years old. That is bonkers. I only started using Reddit really when I went to China, I think. I think Reddit at that point became my go-to. It was the only like semi people world that I could kind of like tap into. 16-year-old. That's crazy. Happy cake day to your Reddit account, Sam. That's cool. I appreciate you. We found ourselves here again on another conscious evolution. And now it's time for us to say goodbye. It was a pleasure. Mm, 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 mm. Go and do what you're supposed to do. It's not for me to say what that is, but I appreciate you, friends, for seeing this as something you were supposed to do as well. Is that true? Yes. I've been on Reddit for 16 years. It was a different time when Yunadan gave us insect facts, when For the Wolf was famous just because, when Forwards from Grandma was still open, when Melt wasn't there for any of those references. I'll say. Was r slash trees actually about trees back in the day? I think, yeah, r slash trees is definitely not about trees. Economic trees. I don't appreciate being told what I'm supposed to do, or to do anything I'm supposed to do seems especially redundant and ridiculous and totally absurd. Well, you're not supposed to do that, Hoopy. Laughs maniacally more. Yes, you're not supposed to not appreciate me telling you what you're supposed to do, Hoopy. So that's your bad for not supposing as I supposed. Okay. I am joking. You didn't suppose anything. Oh, that was today's whole stream. Today's whole stream was the fact that you are the one that supposes. That was the whole thing, right? So you taking me, telling you to supposedly the way you supposed, is you fighting what's already going to be, fighting what already is, right? You're already going to do what you're supposed to do, Hoops. Whether I tell you to or not. I'm just telling you because I'm being cheeky. I was not in the corner at the time, but I think so. There's a thread on r slash trees and marijuana enthusiasts about the whole thing. Yeah, I think there's tree enthusiasts and then trees with an extra e, I guess. What? It was actually about at one point. Then it was r slash world news. Did the switcheroo too? Oh, Reddit. Yeah, that platform has been getting abused more than it was supposed to as well, unfortunate Matrice. I appreciate yees. Thank you for joining me. I'll say goodbye now. If you haven't, subscribe, and then I'll see you again tomorrow. I promise. So many cat subreddits, you guys. Too many. I don't I don't like seeing cats online. Right? Makes me feel like I'm having time stolen. Makes me feel like they're stealing from me. Birds with hats is good. I actually am uh, subbed, joined on that subreddit. Birds with hats, stupid dove nests. That one's also funny. We just like a bunch of sticks, bunch of sticks on a flat surface. Nest, yes, nest. They did technically learn how to breed or evolve from cliff faces, you know. So rocks creating little shelves was where they used to build their nests. So they never needed to build big nests. Couple of sticks to just make sure the eggs don't fall off the cliff was more than enough. I appreciate you, friends. Thank you for joining me again on another day. It was nice having you here with me. It's always a pleasure. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Love ya. Cheers.